everyone, welcome back. And in today's session, I would want to explain the concept of templates in C++, the function templates and the class templates. So, as we all know, that when we write a function, and we have to mention the data types for the argument list, but in case of function templates we just do not mention in particular what exactly the data types are, whether it's int or float. We generally go with the generic template, and which means that the function would operate for any given data types. That's the primary concept of a function templates. The function would operate on any data type basically. So similarly, the class template, the class will operate on any given data type. So there is no need to rewrite the code for different data types every time. So that's the advantage I can say of using templates in our code, in our C++ code. Okay, let me start with function templates. So hash include stream, and I would go with using namespace standard. Okay, now first I want to demonstrate an example for function templates. So the syntax is in this way: template, and then you have to open this Angular braces, and then type name, and you can give any name for it, say for example T. So then we can define the function. And now let me define a function for finding the maximum value of two given values. Okay, find the max out of the two. So the name of the function, I will keep it as find max, and within the argument list, the data type, I have to pass some arguments, right? The data type here is the generic one, that is T. Okay, and the parameter name, I take it as A, and then once again the data type is generic T, the parameter name is B. So two parameters are passed to this function, and what does this function do? It has to find the maximum, right? So return statement, A greater than B. I'm using a ternary operator here. Okay, is A greater than B? Then if it is true, A is returned. If it is false, then B is returned. So that's how I write the ternary operator. And then better I use extra braces, okay, parenthesis. Now I am returning the maximum value to the called function, right? To the calling function. So I have to mention the return type. So the return type, once again, it has to be generic T. Okay, that's how you write or define a function template, a generic function. Okay, and within the main function, what shall we do is comment this line for now, and so I'm gonna take two integer values. Okay, two integer values, say x1 with 9, x2 with 10. Great. Next, I will take two double values, double y1, okay, y1 assigned with 9.5, okay, and then y2 I will take 10.5. Okay, and then I will go for another data type. Let me say string. Shall we go for string? Okay, string. Let me declare a variable for the string str1. So the string would be hello. Okay, and then I want to initialize another string, so comma str2. I would say world. Okay, hello world. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to send this integer double, and I want to invoke the function, basically find max. I want to invoke this function, so function call has to be done. So before that, let me print the result on the console. So I would say the max value of um, x1 and x2. Okay, it's a small letter, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, x1 and x2 is equal to, and now I would invoke the function. Function name is find max. So here I pass the parameters x1 comma x2. So what are the data types? Int and int, right? So next line, I would copy this. Okay, next line. Similarly for the double, I would say the max of y1 and y2 is equal to, I have to pass the parameters y1 and y2. Okay, similarly for the string, I would say str1, the max of str1 here. The max value of both the strings is found based on the ASCII code, ASCII value. So let's see whether hello or world is, which one is greater among these two strings. Okay, so str1 and str2 I'm gonna pass as parameters. Okay, so now as you can see, I'm invoking the function find max by sending two int values, and also by sending two double values, and also by sending two strings, right? I'm passing different types of data. Though the function code, as you can see, it is just one piece of code, and it is supporting all the three different data types here. So now if I run this code, it has to work, and we have to get the appropriate result. So I want to print line by line. Let me go with this escape sequence. Okay, now let me run this code. So as you can see this, okay, the max value of x1 and x2 is 10, obviously, and then max value of y1 and y2 obviously 10.5, and among hello and the string world is the maximum, has the maximum. Okay, okay, okay. Usually the small alphabets starting from A, it starts with 97. Okay, the W has got the highest value when compared to the capital H. Okay, so this is the output, and they hope you guys understood how to write the function template. Okay, so this is a simple syntax. So wherever, in place of the data types. In place of mentioning the data type, you can mention the type name and whatever the name you have been provided there. Suppose if I, here in this case, I have given capital T. So if I change it to capital X or capital R, then I would mention the data type as capital R here. Okay. So in place of the data type, you have to mention the type name. So then gets implemented the generic function, and you can pass any data type to invoke that particular function. Now you can see you get the same results. Okay, that's how the function templates are written. So now about the class templates. So let me remove this. Okay, so class template. Now I'm gonna define a class. Says, for example, box, and enter the definition for the class. Under private access specifier, I would take one data member of type. I have to mention the type here, whether int, double, but I want the class to operate on all the data types. So the generic type name is here is R. So that is the data type, and the variable name, I would take it as value, right? So next, under public access specifier, obviously there has to be a constructor, same name as that of class. So the constructor has to initialize the member, data member, right? So we need to pass one argument. What data type to mention? Once again, R, and the value. That's it. So this constructor will initialize the data member. Okay. So the job of the constructor is done. And then next, I'm going to define a setter function and a getter function. So a setter function will have a return type void. Set value would be the name of the function, and so I want to pass a parameter to set a value for this data member. Okay, so what the data type? Once again, it has to be R, and the name of the value, what shall I say? What shall I say now? Variable 1. Okay, so now this is a setter member function. So the data member value is set with the parameter var1, whatever may be the data type. Okay. Similarly, the getter function returns the value which has been set, right? So there has to be a return type, and there is a generic data type is R. Name of the function, get value, and argument list is empty because it is a getter function. And then getter function has to return, right? So what value does it return? It returns the data member. Okay. Okay. It returns the data member value. So that's it. So this is the class definition, and inside the main function, what is the first thing to be done? We need to declare an object. I'll remove this. The class name is object, and I need to, before declaring an object, here we are dealing with the class templates concept, right? So the data type has to be mentioned within the angular braces. So what data type? I would say int, and the object name obj1. So one parameter has to be passed, right? So I would say 3. Done. Okay, similarly for other data types, you can create the objects. So mention the data type within, say for example, double within the angular braces, and then create the object. And then you can pass the parameter, say 4.5. Okay, similarly for other data type, if I want to pass a string, okay, string object name obj3, I would pass a string, say for example hello is the string I'm passing. Okay, so I have declared three objects, obj1, 2 and 3, right? So the parameterized constructor is invoked, and it supports all the three different data types because we have the generic class here. Okay, and then now if I want to print what exactly these objects contain, I would use the cout statement, cout. Okay, okay, now the obj1 is equal to, so I would invoke the get value function. Okay, obj1 dot operator get value function. Okay, the return type would be printed here. Okay, the same for other two objects. Okay, okay, obj2 and then obj3. So I want to invoke the get value function for the respective objects. Okay, done. So then next, I also want to invoke the set value function and set different values of different data types. Okay, so that I can do, say, I can set obj1 set value. So I'm going to modify the value to, we had assigned 3, now I will say 7. Okay, similarly for other two objects I want to modify, so I would modify to 4.5 to 7.5. We would see the difference. We can print it, print the values on the console. obj3 set value, and now I want to change the string hello. I would change it to world. Okay, okay, so here I am setting the values for the object using the setter function, whereas here I am setting using the constructor itself. This is initialization. Okay, then I would print it on the console. Once again, I would take these three cout statements and print it. So let's see what exactly is the output. So this is how you can write a class template supporting different data types. Okay, I'm not printing it line by line. Oh God. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I would use this escape. I want it line by line. Okay, done. Okay, let's run this code. Yeah, this is how it is. So using the constructor, we had initialized the three objects with 3, 4.5 and hello respectively. And then using the setter function, we have set the value for the objects 1, 2 and 3 with 7, 7.5 and with the string world respectively. So this is how class template supports different data types, and it's called as generic classes. Okay, so no need of rewriting or redefining the class for different data types. So this would be helpful for whenever we are dealing with different data types, so when for the same piece of code, right? So hope you guys understood. Thank you.